leveraging social media. But face-to-face marketing is still very important, right? A lot of us do network marketing, correct? A lot of us do network marketing. Did you know that more and more salespeople are opting out of doing face-to-face marketing, face-to-face promoting, because of time and cost reason? It's very timely, and it costs a lot of money. But did you know that while it does cost a lot of time, takes a lot of time and costs a lot of money, that it is one of the most effective means of making a first contact attempt? Why? Right? So there are some things that you can do in a face-to-face that you can't do on a phone call, right? How many of you have made a call and got hung up on? I mean, if we're honest, that happens to a lot of us, right? But how many of you, when you are approaching someone at an event, that they typically just walk away from you the moment that you start speaking? That typically doesn't happen, right? Why? Because it's easier for me as a buyer to hang up on you because there is no personal connection there, right? And I don't want to seem like I'm rude. And if I hang up, you're not going to come knocking on my door anyway, right? But most people will give you the benefit of the doubt if you approach them face to face. You can use your charm, you can use your personality. In many instances, you can use the nonverbal cues to build up that engagement. Now, the reality is that it still takes time, it still takes money, but if you leverage it effectively, it can be the most effective means of that first contact attempt, which is the reason why you want to know the places and the events that your buyers are at. That's right. So the one tip that I want to leave you with in terms of contact attempt is never believe, remember, there's no silver bullet, guys. There's not one thing that's going to get you, you know, the house in Malibu or the, what's that car, the Bugatti or whatever it is that you're striving to achieve. There's not one thing that's going to get there for you, right? You need to have a multi-channel contact attempt strategy. That means maybe you do you send an email first. If you get no response, you send a text if you have their cell phone numbers. If you get no response, maybe you do a call. If you still get no response, and if they're local, then maybe you go visit them in their office, right? Right? Because remember that you can't sell your product or service if you can't get in front of the potential buyer who might be able to buy your product or services, right? That makes sense, right? So, use a systematic process rather than doing it haphazardly, right? Rather than randomly, right? Because you want to determine what works and what doesn't work. You know that if you always send an email and you get no response, right? Or if you send an email and you get a 25% response, but you said make a call after the email, you get a 45% response, you want to keep that same cycle, right? So have a system of what you use as contact attempts. Remember, the goal is to get in front of them. Once you've identified who they are, how do you get in front of them? Use a system, okay?